folks that have named me as part of their family, as one of their elders. And I hope that I can always do justice, open spaces, create worlds that are for all of us. And all that to say, I miss Tesha. I've missed you for a long time. Here you are showing out, you know what I mean? Like doing the damn thing. I miss you. No, you know, I mean, I miss your siblings.
Oh, okay.
You know, I miss you. But we raised each other, so y'all, you know, we're doing the damn thing.
Y'all make me sick. I'm overwhelmed. I don't even know what to say. And I look and I'm watching, and I'm like, who is that girl? Who's that? Because when you're just out there doing it, you're not thinking about the impact of anything. I was just doing it, doing my girls and doing what I felt like my spirit led me to do, you know. It wasn't to be like, well, someday we're gonna, or someday we're gonna be in a documentary. And I never even, Amir, I think he knew he had to call me at least twice, 2 or 3 times. 7 times. It's just not, I've been out here for a long time wearing many hats, not just ballroom, but advocate and club and glass and call centers and political. I don't do this. And I told Amir that what? But then I thought about it, I was like, yeah, you're the last one out of all your day ones, all your girls, your best friend, they're all gone. You have a responsibility. And I feel like I was depicted very, very well and very lengthy time. I'm like, God, girl, you talk like that. But, you know, because I don't pay attention to none of that. I just do and go, or try to stay behind the scenes. So to see me talking like I'm talking and, you know, and everybody coming and hugging me and saying it's just, right now it's just overwhelming because I've been feeling just with everybody going and they all kind of left in the same year, like just alone and what's the point? And so seeing this has actually really revived my spirit, so thank you.
Thank you. I think my next question is, do you feel like there should be a part 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and why per se? Yes, please do, because
hey, the story must continue. I know myself and Corey, we stand on so many people up here's shoulders. Now people are standing on our shoulders. Now we need someone to stand on their shoulders. So please continue to tell this story through young people. And then there's some elders that we left out too. So continue, yes, absolutely. Part 2, part 3. But make sure you include our young folks that's doing amazing.
I feel like this could be a 10-episode Netflix special. And so I'm just putting that out there in the universe. And looking at you, Amir. Because we have the experiences, the powerful stories, and the connection. It can be a series, it can be an organization that archives our history in Boston. It can be what we're sharing together. It can be so much, it has been so much, and it can continue to be so much in a way that's more accessible to us, more accessible to our young people, so they can see who they are, so that we can see who we are.
For historical purposes and for thriving purposes, right? Yes to a series. Yes to as many pieces as it takes to tell. I got one of those, you know. Thank you. But what I think is that we know that the system will systemically and unpurposefully try to erase us, right? And try to erase our stories. We know that they will take things out of libraries, right? And things out of circulation. So we have to keep generating the assets, right? And we have to keep telling the stories, because never again should any young person coming up not be able to find some depiction of themselves somewhere.
Talk about it.
So that is why, yes, to the series.
Talk about it.
Well, one of the things I appreciated so much from this documentary is how we spoke the names of those who passed and weren't here to share their stories. The Belinda Dunns and others. But there are, within our community, just in the Boston community, there are so many unsung heroes. And we are the heroes who just happen to be captured on film, but there are tons of others who have not had an opportunity to speak their words. And I think that's
In this room.
and even in this room, correct. Just so, I think, when we talked about there being additional parts to this, that whole series thing sounds like somebody needs to get together here now and talk about a few things and come together and figure out, where the money is, because we got the people. We got the people. So I love the idea that, each of us in our own way have spoken to and have referenced our ancestors. The ancestors are in the room. Ancestors are part of our lives. This is who we are. We build our lives and fulfill our lives with them in mind. And I think this has made them proud.
I just have to marinate on that for like a second.
You had mentioned, Quincey, that you were with Amir for like 3 hours, right? Interviewing. Therapy, if you will. I want to start with Craig and come on down the line. What was your day or your week like after telling your story?
Well, I got relatively short notice for my segment. It wasn't the time that I wanted to be doing it, but it wasn't the best day for me. But it just brought a lot of realizations to the forefront. I have done the work that I've done, the photography, done the advocacy work, done the education work, and at the time that I was doing it, it was a matter of survival. I wasn't thinking about anything down the road. Huh? No. Oh, okay. Anything down the road, it being seen in any other context, but now that it has been, there have been a couple more people that have been asking me about some of the photographs, some of the collateral and things that I have collected over the years. And it's made me realize that I'm not just an OCD pack rat. Like, this stuff has value to other people. It's not just, supposed to be collecting dust in the file cabinet. So I would love other opportunities to put more of that out there. But then jumping back to a previous thread of conversation about additional parts to this, it would be wonderful to tell some of the stories of some of the ancestors who have gone on. I think of somebody like Belinda, who has such a full story that, isn't known by a lot of the people that have come after her, who were not alive when she was alive. And it's a history that needs to be known. Sidney Borum, just so many of the people that have gone on and did really important work here in Boston. We need to call those names regularly. We need to tell their stories.
You said my week after. my week. Yeah, it was a reality check. And like you said, it was therapy too, because I shut down before talking. I didn't want to talk. What am I talking about? This is my thing. Like, I'm walking in there side-eyeing them. Like, okay, you're not gonna say this, you're not gonna ask me this, you're not gonna, and everything that I said, don't ask me, they asked me. And so it was like, I'm not just representing myself, I'm representing my sisters, and they're going on. So it was like, I had to go to work that night, so I was on stage, and so it didn't hit me, but the next 3 days, I was literally, when I wasn't working, in tears, laying in the bed crying. But what it was a cleansing for me, because I never really tried to mourn any of them. And so it was like a release, and I literally stood up and said, and now I let you go. And I had to do it. But it was 3 days of crying, 3 days of wanting to find any kind of voodoo doll I could for Amir, for the setup. But yeah, but it was therapy. I came, sometimes we have to look back and take accountability for some of the things that we may have done as well. And so it was a mirror for me, because as they asked me those questions that they were asking me, and I was answering them to the 100% truthful, I was also, whoa, because I'm older now, this is the part you played. Or this is what you did. Girl, you was older and you let them get them U-Haul trucks. You know what you didn't, I wasn't good. It was stuff like that I just really kind of took accountability for, that was eating me up inside, that I really didn't realize because I buried it down so much. So I freed myself from all of it through this documentary. I'm happy about it.
Thank you both. I would say, for the sake of time, worthiness. That 3 hours with Amir, I didn't want to do it. Curtis can tell you the story. He talked me into it, just being fully transparent. I didn't want to sit down in front of Amir and just tell my life story, which he knows 60% of it. But for me, I went home and I didn't cry, but I had a deep reflection. I'm still in that reflection stage, because a lot of times we do this work and we don't get recognized. We have the imposter syndrome. We help people out and we don't get repayments or whatever that looks like. So the week after, I would say the day, 2 or 3 days after, I thought about all the things that we accomplished. And I looked at myself in that mirror, and I can look at my son and say that you have a legacy. You'll be able to watch a film by Amir Dixon and Amanda Shea, and you'll see your father, your fathers doing the work. No matter what people say, you did the work. So I thank you, Amir. We still got a lot of work to do. We all do. But I appreciate you. I appreciate Curtis, Lakeisha, Amanda, everybody who's been holding me up for this last month. I really want to publicly say, I love you. I do.
I know we're running out of time. I keep getting the little 5-minute thing. So but I don't want to cut off the rest of y'all. Can you please, Adriana, Paula, and Letta, please tell us how you felt after the documentary, and then we're gonna close. It's gonna be very abrupt because we're running out of time, and I'm really, really sorry, but we will be doing this again and again and again. So please stay tuned.
Donate to Urban Pride.
Yes, that part. Give us the monies. But Adriana, please, before we leave, and Paul and Letta, please let us know how you felt after the interview process.
Yeah, thank you for asking. I just felt like I didn't know myself. I couldn't see myself because of what I experienced. And the questions that you asked me about myself and my responding to them helped me see myself again. And it was a part of me coming back to myself after what I experienced. And so I really felt whole again. So thank you all.
And I felt as though when I left, I hadn't said enough. I also thought about other elders who are still with us, who have powerful stories to tell and didn't have an opportunity to. So when we talk about there being additional parts of this, there are so many elders who can tell stories as powerful and probably more powerful than mine. So I hope that happens.
First, I just want to say thank y'all for this work, right? What I felt afterwards was sort of a dissolution of that imposter syndrome, right? I did what I did because it's what I was called to do. It's human, right? And I did not know until I was telling the stories about the effect, right? I know how much everyone touched my life and how I grew, but I did not recognize to the full effect that it had been as reciprocal as it had been, you know?
You can tell we friends in real life. Stop it, John. Stop it. I want to thank you, Craig, Tisha, Quincey, Adriana, Paul, Letta, and everybody else for being here, for being a part of this documentary, for being a part of history. Again, there are so many parts. Thank you for sharing all of your stories to us. Thank you to Blue. Thank you to Amir Dixon. Thank you to Hibernian Hall. Thank you to Lisa and the Roxbury Film Festival. Thank you to Ife. Thank you to Letta. Thank you to all the people who have also helped, all of the volunteers, Christian, Freckles, who built the set, Jonathan, who helped build the set, Free for running around here and helping us get those walls up in here, them things is heavy. The caterer for the food, Curtis, we gotta tell your family, thank you. I just wanna thank everybody in the space. Thank you so much. Keep spreading and sharing the world. It is now your obligation now to take this energy and reciprocate it onto others. Thank you so much and have a beautiful night.